Okay. The reason why I'm recording this conversation is because I don't know what is historical and what's not, so might as well. And then we'll decide later, because sometimes it may be something that's worth capturing.
Okay.
Okay, so in the next 1 hour, we're going to deal with big picture questions.
Okay.
And let's start with a bunch of questions from you in relation to why you're here.
Okay. I'm here because, first off, I like you. You're a genuine and straightforward person, and I can tell how passionate you are about this. And I really love that. And I'm also here because I respect you. Like we're both creators. Like I love to make and tell stories and bring things together in a way that like is good for people to see and hear and feel, especially, you know. And I can tell that you have that same energy, and so I want to make something beautiful with you because I feel like we have that potential, you know. Yeah, and it'll help us grow, both of us.
Why?
Why will it help us grow, or why do I want that?
Yes.
Why do I want that? Because I want to help people. The reason why I do YouTube and try to have a voice is because I feel like there's so many people that want to do something with their lives and want to take a chance and be themselves, but they're completely surrounded by the miasma that is our society, telling them that they are unable to accomplish anything because the people who say those words believe that they can't, and if they can't, no one can. And they just push that dogma on everyone, when I feel like there's a lot of really horrible things happening in this world right now that we're allowing to have happen. And if people were to stand up and take a chance and push for what it is they believed and work to make that a goal with other people, then I think we can fix so many of those problems.
In 2005, in front of many Stanford graduates, Steve Jobs gave a speech.
Mm-hmm.
And the second most important sentence in that speech ends up with 6 words that can describe or can spell out the most important thing in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not about other people.
What is it about?
6 words at the end of the second most important sentence. What you truly want to become. So I would like to borrow those 6 words and ask you, what do you truly want to become? The reason why I asked that question, because you say that you want to help other people.
Mm-hmm.
And I strongly believe that when the oxygen drops in the airplane, you don't help other people first, you help yourself first.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to help other people to become what they truly want to become,
mm-hmm.
then first and foremost, you should at least know that answer, the answer to that question for yourself.
What do I want to become?
What do you truly want to become?
Asking Jarrison the tough questions here.
I want
yes, sir.
to help. I want to teach people meditation, and
that's what you want to do. But to become what? What do you truly want to become? Is the question. The question is about what you will become, not what you are going to do.
I really appreciate that question.
I did not make up that question.
Uh-huh.
It's Steve Jobs that did it.
Yeah.
And in my opinion,
Mhm.
that is the invention that he came up with that's more important than the iPhone itself.
You're right. What do I want to become? Can I ask you so that I have a better idea of how to answer this?
Of course.
What's your answer to that question?
Harrison's good like that. He has
I did not know how to answer.
He has a great way of growing his answers and elaborating on himself through other people, and he's done that with me as well.
Yeah.
Harrison is very empathetic and sympathetic, which is two things that you need if you want to be able to reach out to people and try to get across a message. So Jerrison's asked a very difficult question. What do you want to be? What is your focus? What are you becoming? And no way is that an easy answer. You gotta lament it a little bit. Maybe look to somebody with some experience. I'm excited to hear your answer. Let's go back a couple seconds.
I did not know how to answer that question until lately. And right now, I can tell you that I am the founder of RI4C TV and also the creator of Tumaslang, THUMOSLANG. That's the name of my nomenclature. And the reason why that is important because Tumaslang is what we can use to bring humanity to from level 1.0 to level 2.0. But that is a conversation for a different day.
All right. I want to become a man that makes people feel safe and someone who by his very being can help others seek their freedom.
Are you not that person today?
I am.
In that case, you are the ideal version of the self or not?
Yeah.
Then why are you here? Why do you need to do more things to change yourself if you are the ideal version of yourself?
Because it's fun and there's stuff I haven't experienced before.
So you're saying that you're not yet having the ideal version of the self?
See, I don't know. I think I'm the ideal version of what I can be at this moment, right? But I also think that I can become better as time happens, you know?
This is the reason why what Steve Jobs came up with is so important, because the question doesn't apply to one day or another day, but your whole life. So I'm going to ask the question again. What do you truly want to become? And the answer has to apply not only for this week or this month, but your whole life. And you can change that next year. You can change 10 years later. Nobody can know exactly the answer to that question for the whole life. But Steve Jobs.
What I'm noticing Jerison go through right now is his change, or the recognition of what change is. He goes through it every single day, and in hopes of being a better version of himself. So when you ask the question, are you happy with yourself, essentially? But the way you worded it, I abbreviated it myself. What do you want to be? Surmised throughout the entirety of your life. And I like Jerrison's answer. He wants to show people how to be free. I mean, freedom is it's a feeling, primitive and longing, and it's difficult to elaborate on freedom because we have, I think, a false sense of it here in not just America, but maybe in this time and age. And if Jerrison already feels free, yet is being provoked to wonder how much more free he can be, well, I see him really lamenting the idea. Like questioning if he can be better and bigger. And he's touching upon it. I hope
Why? Wait a minute. Why do you think some people talk about food?
Why they talk about food?
Yes. Or money. Or anything for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Makes them happy.
If you're happy, you would never talk about food or money.
Really? Maybe because
you don't have enough of it.
It will make them happy.
When you don't have enough of something, you talk about it a lot.
No kidding. Jerison and I are friends who acquainted independently of this project. And I'll tell you what, one thing he's never mentioned is how much freedom he needs or wants. So when he says he is an ideal self at the moment, maybe he's very close to that. But
when you talk a lot about freedom, you must not have enough. When you talk a lot about money and the things you want to buy, you don't have enough money. That's a matter of common sense. So these videos are not what they are on the face value. There's a lot of deeper things behind these videos of personal stories. FYI.
Stories that you simply ask a question about and
the answer is not what you hear.
Never.
Thank you. Advice that you should know the answer for
today.
For today. And the most important sentence in that speech comes right after those 6 words, and that sentence has only 4 words.
What is it?
Everything else is secondary.
I see what you're saying. It's hard to answer the question. I plan to start a business where I teach meditation. And to do that, I'm beginning a volunteer program at the prison where I'm going to be helping to do that with the prisoners there.
So what do you truly want to become?
Maybe a guru, a sensei.
After you finish doing those things, after you finish building up your business, you will become blank.
I'll become Jerson. But I am him.
The reason why I'm asking you this difficult question is because you and I have to decide if what we're going to do next together makes any sense to what you truly want to become, because it would be a waste of your time and my time trying to do a lot of things together, but in the end, it did not help you to become what you truly want to become.
I know I want to be a YouTuber. I know I want to put content online that lets people have access to like my thoughts and what I'm doing in the world.
So you want to become a YouTube content creator, and you want to do business.
Yeah. And these things can work together with each other.
And this YouTube business will serve the purpose of...
It will serve the purpose of spreading the message that the individual is far more powerful than they believe.
That's it.
Yeah.
That is it. Jerison wants to show people maybe Jerison this is tough to word because I want to make sure that Jerison is in a spotlight where he is looked upon as a leader who is self-centered without narcissism and hubris. And that is such a difficult thing to separate in society nowadays, because people who are self-centered and concentrated are usually looked at as selfish folks. And Jerison is entirely self-centered, but in the fact that he is always working on himself. Always. And he wants to prove that to people too, that people can work on themselves. And this guy's incredible. A tightrope walker, a rock climber, meditates, climbs trees, brings together musicians. And this is just in the past summer that I've known him. Folks go their whole lives running the same routine. But then there's Jerison living outside of that box of conformity. And it sounds like he wants the world to be a little bit happier through the individual. And I see Jerison's happiness. And I think if the world saw what Jerison's capable of, the world would be alright and could learn a thing from him. We have been not necessarily misled, but missed many lessons growing up. And I think Jerison got a lot more of them than a lot of people. And that's why he's able to communicate and speak about dogma and have an understanding of it. And Jerison's personal dogma has never been pushed on to anybody. And I'm talking about being a YouTube creator and content pusher is, well, maybe the first step towards really becoming Jerison. He says he is. But if he really was, he would be able to answer these questions in a second. So Jerrison's not quite what he wants to be yet. But through RI4C TV, he can do that. I'm going to have to rewatch that last sentence. Read the abbreviation that you put up.
So I know I want to be a YouTuber. I know I want to put content online that
What
lets
he's saying
people have
is-
access to like my thoughts and what I'm doing in the world.
But I truly
So you
want to become
a YouTube content creator,
Mm-hmm.
and you want to do business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And these things can work together with each other.
a messenger who spreads
And this YouTube business
the following idea.
will serve the purpose of
It will serve the purpose of spreading the message that the individual is far more powerful than they believe.
that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you. So let me articulate what I understood, what you truly want to become.
Mm-hmm.
You want to become an owner of a YouTube business
Mm-hmm.
that can help people
Mm-hmm.
to believe that the individual has finished my sentence, please.
Is more powerful than they believe, than they're led to believe. Right? And I'm gonna do that through things like meditation, through things like the inspiring content that I put out. And the main point of my channel, it's called Jerrison's Game of Life. I'm proving I set goals for myself and then I accomplish them. And then I set more and then I accomplish them to show the other people in the world that if they want to do something, they have to go and they have to take it.
But this is not your first
Stop.
rodeo.
That's all I want you to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Only the first half of this video, which is relevant to what we're doing between the two of us. So let's stop right there and let's hear your feedback of the first half of this video.
Jerrison had to answer some difficult questions that you brought up. Questions pertaining to who he has been and who he will be. The question being, what do you want to be? And even though he takes a while to elaborate and has a roundabout way of saying what he wants to do, talking about the mediums of how he's going to do it, he does draw a bottom line. I want to be able to show people and teach them that they are stronger than they've been led to believe. And I think that's why Jerrison and I actually connected in the first place. Just one night in Providence, him and I, by coincidence, had a mutual friend. And from there, it was building upon the night and how much fun can we have? How much energy can we bring to the situation? Yeah, Jerrison's got a bottomless well of emotions and abilities. And if I can notice that, he must see that within me. And that's why we click so well and have been brought here today to RI4CTV. He actually called me last night and said, "Hey, Norm, Nick and I have been talking, and I know you're going to see him tomorrow. We got to sit down and plan out our future." I said, "Of course, but let's do it when we're bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and can really consider what we're saying and what we're doing." And Jerrison, he's ready to show people. He's ready to teach them and give them the tools, the utility belt of emotions and language and nomenclature to show them that they can do anything they want. And it sounds like Jerison is already doing it. Not just sounds, like I've seen the proof of it. He has been committing and making habits now. And habits will soon turn into a character. And that character he's building up is somebody who wants to show what meditation can do for folks. And that's a powerful tool. If he's able to commit 100%, people will notice and give his or her 100%. And in the context that Jerison is answering these questions, I mean, yeah, I get it. It's a little stiff because of the parameters and how new everything is. Just like a new pair of shoes. They're going to be a little bit harder until you're running. And one day you'll be not even thinking about it, sailing right along.
It's not every day that you have to answer that question.
No kidding.
Moreover, it's not every day that you have to answer that question on camera.
And have a recording that you can look back at yourself. Like, it's not a difficult thing to recognize, but it's a very new sense of awareness for an individual to see the reaction. And Jerison's fluid with his response and his emotion. But again, it's the first time answering it, so he's shaking off the cobwebs.
What's so incredible is that with RI4C TV, you don't get to have take 2 or take 3 of that answer.
Mm-hmm. It's authentic.
Yes, sir.
Right. It's wonderful. And not too many people would be able to ever answer the question if they were given a week or a month. You need to have whatever he has. It's hard to explain, but he has it, and he wants to show the world that he has it.
Beyond him, what do you think, what do you feel about this particular video? Not about Jerison himself.
All around this video has been smoother in the sense of the conversation going on. The idea seems to be one which both people in the interaction have already lamented and thought about. So for Jerison to answer that and your abbreviations that you give on the screen,
Caption.
the captions, there's an idea being boiled down. And we haven't strayed from that idea in the least. Got to show people how powerful they truly are. And we just need the right people out there to send that message and exemplify. And we're a bunch of monkeys. Monkey see, monkey do. We are built to copy and recreate. But to create takes provocative questions such as, what do you want to be? Not today, not tomorrow, but for the entirety of your life. Solid questions.